Hey, yo, back again with your busy body. I think, I'm not going into the physical shenanigans right now, but so now, okay, we are here to talk about Carrick's, uh, um, Carrick's tactical genius. And to be honest, yes, call him a genius, blah, blah, blah. He is tactically a genius in what he has done, and you see it as the video goes on. His adaptability is kind of very spectacular. His pattern is kind of like one thing you should note while doing this video, while I'm watching this video is everything Carrick does is not about where the players are, it's about what the players do with respect to what our players do. So when our player makes this move, because of his making a certain move, that player either has to follow that move or probably ignore the move. And when he ignores the move is a problem. So you have to make players make decisions during the game, and you see everything through the analysis board.
So now this is Atletico Madrid Man U match, and if you can look closely into what's up in this match, you see our formation basically off the ball is 4-2-4. So you see where the number 10, which was Shelesi and Mbeumo, they were touch tight with the two centre backs. Then instead of our wingers to like be touch tight with the left back and right back, the wing backs, nope. The full backs, nope. They weren't. They decided to like mark the zone. So now I'm just highlighting that these two were touch tight with each other. So the wingers now marked the zone. Why they marked the zone was to cut out the passing lanes into the midfield. If you can cut out the passing into midfield, giving them the only option of either you pass back to the keeper, which will be a pressing trigger whereby they can now press the keeper and cause panic, or you pass to the winger. Now, when the ball is at one side of the pitch, the midfielder that is on that side of the pitch pushes forward, comes closer to the midfielder in that side, and also begins to mark that zone so that to cut out any passing lane to that midfielder or also the winger. So now immediately the ball comes out, he can press the midfielder, whereby the midfielder will have to either pass back to the defender or control and want to let it out, and that also Mason Mount also is going to have to react in a situation like that. Same thing if the ball is on the other side of the pitch. So even if he has to pass in that gap, Mason Mount is going to be touch tight with him, and also not going to allow the ball, allow him comfortable, make him comfortable with the ball. So all these triggers, it's kind of a very very serious masterclass from Michael Carrick. And also, if our fullbacks, our left back and right back, they are always very close to the wingers. Why they are always very close to the wingers? So that immediately the ball, because the pressing trap is give the ball to the winger, but immediately the ball is coming to the winger, which we kind of, because mostly you see those wingers, they rest on the defender, so they control the ball, they now make a move. But instead, maybe they're trying to just defend our wing backs, like if you notice it, Shaw kept leaving the winger and just going ahead of him to get the ball. Same thing with Lenny Euro. It kept happening. Why? Because it is something that they plan for it. They know that you cannot totally evade someone not playing out of a press, but you can control where they play to. So that's what Carrick basically worked on, and you could see it evident. You can see it that it was evident in the match. So now this is now when we are with the ball. Notice when we are with the ball, I'm arranging this and so that you be able to notice what comes up. Notice now when we are with the ball, instead of this guy pairing up with Mount, he sat deep. So it was like the third midfielder, so the third defender. And if you check what Atletico did, the midfielder in Atletico's midfield followed Santos up front. Let me not mix it up. Let me carry the striker back to Maguire. Maguire was on the left, Heaven was on the right. So the midfielder followed. Yes, let me swap it now so I don't mix it up. So the midfielder followed Santos into the back line. Then I think Lookman followed Maguire, and the other guy followed Heaven. So now there was only one midfielder inside that midfield, and that midfielder that was inside the midfield, because the other two wingers were touch tight to both Luke Shaw and Euro. So the other midfielder was inside that midfield was literally following Mason Mount everywhere. What Mason Mount is not trying to do is evade the space whereby there can be a straight pass into this zone I've circled. This zone where Mbeumo and Shaw and Shelesi can be effective. So anywhere Mason Mount is not showing for the ball, he's going away from the ball, and immediately he's going away from the ball, that player will always go. Immediately there's a space. So if you notice, they kept passing the ball directly to Mbeumo's feet, directly to Shelesi's feet. Why? Because they are making the opponents do what they want them to do by acting. So everybody's moving. Everybody's not moving just for moving sake. They're moving for a reason. So there is going to be a direct pass straight into our attackers. So now if the midfielder doesn't follow this guy to the front, doesn't follow Santos to the back line, and decides to stay with Shelesi while the other one stays with Mount. Now, what now happens is this guy has a lot of time on the ball, Santos has a lot of time on the ball, and we are going to push them deep. They're going to go deeper into their half. But going deeper into their half also, Mount now is not going to move in such a way whereby the other midfielder, when he follows Mount, he creates a space. That space, and if he doesn't follow Mount, he's going to have to follow past. Mount is going to be free. So you follow Mount, then he creates that space. So you see that space directly to Ahmad, and Shelesi too is going to come into Mbeumo. That's why you see that link up with Mbeumo, Shelesi, and Ahmad in one sector. We tend to overpopulate certain areas during the match while we are pushing players away from those areas. So it's a tactical option whereby Carrick has actually used effectively in this in that match. So you'll be able to notice that there are a lot of tactical things, structures that Carrick has put in place. So now I'm going to show you something. Now, sometimes when we are not with the ball and the opposition did, like for example what PSG did, is also when Koke too came back to support the defense. So the left back and the right back will go up high. What Man U do in a situation like that is we don't now press with 4. You know, if we play 4-2-4, when it is 4 at the back, we don't press with 4, we press with 3. But when it is now 3 at the back right now, we don't press with 4, we press with 3. In this situation now, okay, mostly it depends on where the ball is. If the ball is on the left side, the left centre back, or the left winger will come into the midfield. If the ball is on the right side, the right winger will come to the midfield. So now those 3 in front, they are not pressing those 3 people playing at the back. They are just pressing that zone. They are marking the zone whereby passing lanes are going to be tight. So you have to get now at this situation, you now have to depend on passes through from the keeper. So this whole zone that you are seeing here is going to be blocked. So passing lanes coming through that zone is going to be very hard. So it has to be good movement and there has to be risky passes. So this is even the way we got the goal from with Mbeumo from Ahmad, where Ahmad intercepted. So now you have the keeper will have to now be making a long pass to the fullback, and sometimes they end up losing the pass by playing into throwing and all. So it's a very, very adaptable structure whereby even if you adapt to what he was doing, he can also put you in under whole different gameplay. So Carrick, kudos to him. He has really found solutions to a lot of things that have been bothering us, and it's quite impressive. It's quite impressive. We'll talk.
That kind of explains a whole lot of it, and it's even vague. It's not even as detailed as I want it to. Because if I say I should sit down and start breaking it down for you, we no go come here. 10-15 minutes is going to be very, very little for me to explain everything. But from this little video, you'll be able to understand that there are patterns. And if you watch United game very well, if you sit down and watch our match very well, you see those recurring patterns. You see the movement. You see why Mount kind of moves in a certain way. They tend to open spaces, open gaps, whereby the ball from the defense to the attack, not even the midfield, because as you saw in the video, Santos always drops into the defense when we are with possession. So the ball from the defense to attack is so frequent. It's so frequent. We just bypass it because we tend to open the middle, just turn it into like waiting with the call that thing for Nigeria when someone is in the middle. I've forgotten it. So that middle will just be empty, whereby our players, our own attackers, are the ones that approach that specific area. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you're able to get a lot of points from the analysis there. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely week.